मुझे तो बस कंडक्टर बनना था।
फुल ऐसे वक्त बदल दिए, जज्बात बदल दिए।
Bus conductor to actor to see the god. No, I saw people's videos and I thought that I can do better job.
Do you still think that?
Yes.
ये स्क्रिप्टिंग या फिर एडिटिंग पे काम करता था एंड आई यूज्ड टू फिगर डूइंग फ्रीलांस राइटिंग ताकि थोड़े से पैसे मिले, ताकि नेक्स्ट फ्लाइट का बुकिंग कर पाऊँ मैं, नेक्स्ट होटल की बुकिंग हो जाए। एक वायरल वीडियो का यही मतलब नहीं है कि आगे वही कंटिन्यू होगा। तो कोई तो मुझे बोला था कि आपकी स्माइल वियर्ड है, सरकारें आएंगी जाएंगी, देश रहना चाहिए। बहुत सारे लोग वेट करते हैं कि वो पहले परफेक्ट बने बिफोर स्टार्टिंग, एंड दैट्स रॉन्ग।
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Socialise. मेरा नाम है सानिया and I see you every Thursdays at 5 p.m. The content creator that I have today are Abhi Niyu. Guys, welcome to Socialise.
Thank you
Hello.
so much for having us.
Tell me, how is it going? How is your content creation? How is it going right now?
It's always, I mean, you must be aware of it, that it's always hectic. In our field, we are always one day late. I mean, the deadline is always yesterday. So that's how it is. And with all of that, we have to have like a decent personal life balance, work-life balance and everything. So it's hectic, but it's fun as well because we are doing what we love.
Yeah.
So it's fun as well. So,
But yeah, how is it working as a couple? Do you guys fight in between? And if you guys are fighting personally, does it get into your work?
No, usually we have like these demarcated areas on who does what.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll do the scripting for that, and then I know that he looks over it so that then he can make it a little more easy to understand for people, or he's the one who takes all the calls in the edits and I'll just give my inputs like ठीक है maybe color change कर सकते हैं वगैरह वगैरह, very cosmetic stuff, but then a lot of the authority lies with him. So because we have these designated authority areas that he's gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, तो फिर उसमें ऐसे झगड़े उतने नहीं होते. So
we have this simple funda that if we have a fight, then we will not sleep till we resolve that fight. So then I feel that no fight is that big enough that it should last for more than 24 hours. So whatever, if we are upset about something, we will just fight it out and we will leave it for that night. So next morning, we might not even remember it, because I believe whenever you wake up, you're a different person. A lot of times you just forget what has happened before. And then you wake up with a fresh start. Just the way it's a fresh start to the day, you have a fresh start to the mood, and you don't carry forward that anger or resentment, whatever it is. And usually the things that, even if sometimes when we fight about things, then the things are very small when you look at them in retrospect. When you think about it later, say 5 days later, then we are like कि किस बारे में झगड़ रहे थे हम, तो वो याद ही नहीं रहता, तो फिर उसकी वजह से सब सॉर्ट हो जाता है.
Okay, that's Abhi's perception from a woman to a woman. आपका 24 hours में हो जाता है?
हाँ, मतलब कभी कभी ऐसा रहता है कि but he's very nice. So he's very nice and he lets me kind of be free, do whatever I want, doesn't boss me around. तो फिर वो कॉम्पनसेट हो जाता है, तो फिर मैं उसको बाकी वाले एरियाज में बॉस कर देती हूँ. अगर मुझे कभी सुनना पड़ता है तो फिर देन मैं उसको जिस एरिया में बॉस कर सकती हूँ वहाँ पे मैं बॉस कर लेती हूँ.
Tell me, आप लोग when you were in school, आप लोगों को क्या बनना था and how different is it now?
So मेरे प्रोफेशंस हर साल बदलती थी. मतलब 6th स्टैंडर्ड में मुझे मरीन बायोलॉजिस्ट बनना था, फिर मुझे ऑथर बनना था, फिर मुझे ऑर्निथोलॉजिस्ट बनना था. ऐसे हर साल कोई ना कोई अलग अलग प्रोफेशन होता था. एंड देन जब मैंने 10th पास किया तो आई हैड टू चूज़ बिटवीन कॉमर्स एंड साइंस. एंड मुझे दोनों चीज़ों में काफ़ी इंटरेस्ट था. मुझे केमिस्ट्री में बहुत इंटरेस्ट था. मुझे एक नेशनल साइंस एग्ज़ाम कुछ तो एक हुआ था, उसमें 35th रैंक मिला था ऑल ओवर इंडिया इन केमिस्ट्री. तो केमिस्ट्री बहुत अच्छा था एंड इकोनॉमिक्स भी मुझे पसंद आता था. फिर and everybody was like ये बंदी साइंस लेगी, she'll do something in science. What I'll do, I wasn't sure. But then just like 10 days before my results came, Papa came to me and he was like, yeah, I think you have a very good head for commerce. And then I was thinking and full ऐसे वक्त बदल दिए, जज्बात बदल दिए. Someone was supposed to take science, ended up taking commerce. Okay. So
But like, what did you want to be when you were in like 12th or when you were in college deciding कि क्या करना है लाइफ में?
Actually तभी कुछ पता नहीं था. Like मेरे I was in NM कॉलेज जो मुंबई की एक टॉप कॉमर्स कॉलेज है. एंड मेरे डिग्री कॉलेज में आउट ऑफ 1,000 people who were there, 900 or 950 people were doing CA. सो ऐसे वो bleed in हो गया था in the conversations. तो I said ठीक है, I'll do CA, but I was one of those people कि मुझे पता नहीं था बाद में क्या करना है. So I was like, I'll do CA for knowledge, because my dad was like, ये CA एक बहुत top degree है, आप बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हो इससे, तो फिर आप CA कर लो. I was like, हाँ ठीक है, मैं knowledge के लिए कर लेती हूँ, बाद में I'll figure out whatever.
अभी आप invoices का काम आपका है?
Yes.
What did you want to be when you were?
मुझे तो बस कंडक्टर बनना था. No, I'm serious because I used to travel. What?
That being said, Rajnikant was also a bus conductor.
See, that's the ऐसे perfect ये line है कि पहले आप बस कंडक्टर बनोगे, फिर कोई डायरेक्टर आपको ऐसे बस में देख लेगा और फिर वो आपको एक्टर बना देगा. So बस कंडक्टर to actor to सीधा God. So like this is a perfect progression for me. So then I thought I used to travel by bus and then everybody used to listen to the bus conductor. He used to give the tickets and he used to be like chala pude. Everybody used to listen to him. So I'm like कि मस्त है. I thought कि उसके लिए तो मुझे ज़्यादा पढ़ना भी नहीं पड़ेगा because I did not like to study at all. I'm like कि जितना जल्दी ये सब खत्म होता है खत्म करो and then move on. So I did not like to study at all. So
but that is so strange that you didn't like studying, but you now do so much study and research for your videos.
So what happens is when you're in school, you have to study all the subjects that you don't like as well. And a lot of times I used to miss the point. I mean, whenever I used to do algebra, I used to think, what is the point? How do you apply derivatives in real life? And
I agree. I've never used algebra in my life.
I mean, some things, like a little bit of things here and there you can use, but then, I mean, when I don't get the point, ki integrations and everything, how do you use them in real life? I used to have this question to my math professor, and he used to always be like, ki when you'll take maths, you'll understand. But I never took maths later
so
on.
Never understood.
So I never understood. So ऐसी चीजें हैं. But right now, again, we get to choose how deep we have to dive into certain things, and we have that choice. So because we have that choice, it becomes interesting.
I'll give a better answer. संगत का असर है. संगत का असर है.
How did content creation come into your life?
Content creation, basically, I wanted to have a voice. I mean, I used to make videos for clients, and then I just thought ki
what were you doing before this?
I was freelancing. I was making ad films. I was shooting videos for others, editing videos for others. So I worked for big brands, but the thing is that I did not have a voice. I used to just get a brief and follow that brief. I did not have the choice to, explain ki this, if you do this, then this will be better. So I wanted to have a little bit of freedom, and then I thought, okay, let's take at least a few days off in the month, and then let's travel somewhere and let's start making the kind of videos that I would like to make. But again, the kind of videos that I wanted to make way back is completely different. If you look behind, my t-shirt says I am following love. So my first idea of making videos was that I will travel to a different place and I will ask them ki what is your definition of love, and I will ask this same question to everybody and then compile those answers, and then make.
And what year is this? Like, what kind of YouTubers were there?
This was in 2017.
Okay.
So way back. But then what happened was this plan completely flopped. Because when I went to McLeodganj and I started asking these questions to people had very mediocre random answers that for me, love is traveling. For me, love is just being here in the mountains. So I thought this is very mediocre. So then the plan flopped on day one.
But this is what you wanted to do all your life?
No, I never knew how to make money out of it.
Okay.
So this was just like a hobby. So we just thought.
But did you see somebody's video where you were like, this is what I want to do?
No, I saw people's videos and I thought that I can do better job. Okay, I can do a better job than this.
Do you still think that when you're making videos?
Yes.
Okay.
हाँ.
No, I mean, knowledge wise ऐसा लगता है कि काफ़ी चीज़ें कवर नहीं हुई है या फिर एक एंगल है जिसके बारे में लोगों ने बात नहीं किया है. Infotainment videos में वो काफ़ी रहता है about joining the dots. So then if we find that there is some dot that we can join research के time पे, तो फिर लगता है कि नहीं, we can do better than what everybody else is doing.
तो फिर change कैसे किया आप लोगों ने? You were making like travel videos like that, right?
So when the pandemic started, we
Yeah.
were doing our series called 100 Reasons to Love India. So
Yeah.
इस 100 Reasons to Love India में हम क्या करते थे that we used to go to different places and tell stories about what makes that place special. That could be something related to the people who are from that place, something related to history, something related to culture. But when the lockdown happened, then we couldn't travel and we had around 8 videos left in that 100 videos ka series. So we finished those 8 videos, but then we were like, कि अब क्या? Abhi, what should we do? So we thought, let's continue making videos. Let's continue just putting our thoughts out there. Just a reaction to whatever is happening around
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
And sometimes I feel that content is so organic that it's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. Sometimes we get some sort of feedback from people. We incorporate it in the next video. And then it's so organic that it has a life of its own. So it takes place, it takes a shape of its own as you go. So then it could be, I could never plan it that we will make this kind of videos.
Yeah.
Even when we look at the videos that we used to make last year, they were around 4 to 5 minutes in length. And right now, I don't think we have made a single video which is shorter than 10 minutes. So it changes.
Yeah. In fact, today when I was telling people that you guys are coming, they recollected you guys from the videos that you made during COVID. So what was the response like, and like when did you realize कि अब ये viral होने start हो गई है?
So जब हमने शुरुआत की थी with 100 Reasons to Love India, तब हमारे पास
Sorry, I have one more question.
yeah.
Where did you get the money to travel for 100 videos?
Yeah, so I'll cover both. So when we started traveling, 100 Reasons to Love India कर रहे थे, तभी he was working on videos full time and I was freelancing as a freelance writer.
Okay.
तो हम दोनों लैपटॉप लेके काम करते थे, ये स्क्रिप्टिंग या फिर एडिटिंग पे काम करता था एंड आई यूज्ड टू फिगर डूइंग फ्रीलांस राइटिंग ताकि थोड़े से पैसे मिले, ताकि नेक्स्ट फ्लाइट का बुकिंग कर पाऊँ, मैं नेक्स्ट होटल की बुकिंग हो जाए. सो दैट वाज हाउ वी डिड इट एंड हार्डली कोई फॉलोअर्स थे तभी, सब फैमिली को ऐसे पूछ पूछ के ऐसे फेसबुक पे 1000 लोग आ गए थे, इंस्टाग्राम पे कोई नहीं था एंड धीरे धीरे ऐसे हमारा 22nd वीडियो व्हाट वाज इट 22nd वीडियो इको फ्रेंडली गणेश मूर्ति पे था एंड वो वायरल चला गया एंड वी वर लाइक वाओ यार. तो ऐसे हमने वीडियो अपलोड कर दिया और हम सो गए एंड नेक्स्ट डे हम लोग उठे तो इंस्टाग्राम के 5000 फॉलोअर्स 8000 हो गए थे एंड वी वर लाइक ओह माय गॉड व्हाट इज दिस मैजिक. वी थॉट इट्स अ ग्लिच एंड फिर फॉलोअर्स बढ़ते गए 10,000 हो गए एंड देन यू वर लाइक यस स्वाइप अप आ गया अभी हम लोगों को 10,000 फॉलोअर्स हो गए एंड यूट्यूब सॉरी फेसबुक पे तो वो वीडियो बहुत चला, उसके 4 मिलियन वगैरह व्यूज थे एंड इंस्टाग्राम पे इट गॉट लाइक 2-3 लाख लाइक्स. सो वी सेड ओके अब तो सॉर्ट हो गया लाइफ, इट स्टार्ट गोइंग वायरल एंड द नेक्स्ट वीडियो barely got any views बिकॉज हमने वो एक्सपेक्टेशन सेट कर ली थी. सो देन वी वर लाइक ओह माय गॉड. सो वी लर्न हाउ इट वर्क्स. ऐसे वेव्स में जाता है कि आप वीडियो बनाते जाओ, कोई वीडियो पिकअप हो जाएगा फॉर एनी रीजन एंड देन इट माइट वर्क. सो दैट्स हाउ इट स्टार्टेड एंड लॉकडाउन के टाइम पे वंस वी स्टार्टेड पिवटिंग इनटू मोर इन्फॉर्मेटिव वीडियोस कवरिंग ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स, टॉकिंग अबाउट पॉजिटिव स्टफ, तो तभी भी पीपल joined in क्योंकि जो लोग पहले जुड़े थे हमारे साथ for 100 Reasons to Love India, they started joining us on YouTube as well. More people discovered our work and then और लोग जुड़ते गए एंड बीच बीच में ऐसे कैसे वीडियोस थे जो काफ़ी रैंडमली वायरल हो गए थे. अभी मई 2020 में ही हमने एक वीडियो बनाया था दैट हाईलाइटेड द सिक्योरिटी एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ टिकटॉक. सो दैट वीडियो वेंट वेरी वायरल. सो ऐसे बीच बीच में बहुत सारे वीडियोस आते गए जो वायरल होते गए. बट आई थिंक हमने 2019 में सीखा था कि एक वायरल वीडियो का ये मतलब नहीं है कि आगे वही कंटिन्यू होगा. सो वी वर लाइक ठीक है, हैव टू जस्ट पुट आवर हेड डाउन एंड वर्क. पता नहीं क्या चलेगा. सो
या वुड यू गाइस से दैट यू हैव क्रैक्ड हाउ टू मेक अ वीडियो वर्क नाउ?
No, again, it's very organic. A lot of times it happens that a lot of times we feel that this video is going to work really well and it doesn't perform as much as we want it to. And sometimes we are really surprised looking at a very serious video's performance. So you can't really put a finger on it because there are some things that you can control and some things that you can't. For example, right now a lot of people started watching IPL at 7:30 and we used to release the video at 7:30. So we also had to adapt that. A lot of times people might be interested in watching the first few overs of the IPL. So we had to change our timings. So it's very adaptive. So yeah.
Okay. Tell me, what are some tips that you would like, that you have learned on your journey that you think really work to make a video viral?
Firstly, you have to be honest to yourselves. So whatever you are, you can tell the story in the best possible way if you are honest to yourself. If you are trying to copy somebody else's success, it's not going to happen because their journey is different. When they started, their journey is going to be completely different. So just because you see somebody at say 4 million, 5 million right now, and then if you go back to their first video and try to copy the exact same thing, you are not going to have the same journey because the time has changed. The water in the river has already passed. So then you have to have your own journey, and it takes time to figure out ki what is it that you actually want to do. The thing is, you have to start. You have to start somewhere. You can't have an idea and then say ki okay, this is the first idea that I have and it's going to go viral. Our first idea was something completely different. Then we moved on to travel videos. Then we moved on to the kind of videos that we make right now. And right now, I can't put a finger on what kind of videos we will be making 1 year down the line. Because there are so many variables over here. The platforms keep changing. So figure out what is it that you want to talk about and be honest to yourself. Don't try to copy somebody else because you can be the best at who you are. Nobody can copy you over there. So try to be the best in who you are and figure it out.
Yeah, the second thing is ये काफ़ी लोग यही बोलते हैं कि आप consistent रहो. So the next step is to be consistent क्योंकि there are highs and lows. So once you get a high, it doesn't mean कि वो high continue होगा. Waves में होता है. So 1 month might be working very well for you. You'll get a lot of subscribers, a lot of views, but that does not guarantee कि you'll get the same results अगले महीने. So then the best way to counter that is to put your head down and to keep working at it again and again, because once you keep doing it for so long, you learn कि okay, ये मेरे लिए नहीं है. मैंने ऐसे videos पहले बनाए थे लेकिन that's just not me right now. So फिर आप pivot कर सकते हो. आप वो ढूंढ सकते हो जो आपको करने में मजा आता है. But that's not going to happen अगर आप एक ही चीज़ लेके बैठे हो. The second thing is कि बहुत सारे लोग wait करते हैं कि वो पहले perfect बने before starting. And that's wrong क्योंकि and I'm also like a victim to that क्योंकि मैंने भी हमने एक finance channel start किया था, but it got very hectic for us to manage. So उसमें भी यही होता था कि नहीं पहले मैं सारे perfect scripts लिखूंगी, perfect edit करूंगी, but ऐसा नहीं होता है. वो आप करते करते काफ़ी सीखते हो. आप scripts लिखते जाओगे तो फिर then you start getting better. आप edit करते जाओगे तो you start getting better at it. You start getting faster at it. So the best way to learn how to do it and the best way to get perfect, ironically, is by doing it. And doing it and just pushing it out there. So that's the thing.
But like how you spoke about कि views, कोई कभी अच्छे होते हैं, कभी अच्छे नहीं होते. That's the same thing with money also. And when you're doing this full time, how do you manage that? Like how do you manage money when you know कि हो सकता है next month you don't know what you're gonna get?
पहली चीज़ है तो ज़रूरतें कम रखो. I mean, try to manage your expenses first because that's something that's always in your control. If your expenses are so high that you are consistently dependent on the new money flowing in, then you will never know what happens next. So have a bank, in the sense, have a safety net of your investments that can, you can touch them if something happens in your life. Have a safety net of say 6 to 7 months of your income. So then if we have to take a big step like constructing a studio, which we are doing right now, so then we have that guarantee that okay, if something goes wrong, at least we have a safety net of this much money. That's the thing.
I mean, काफी creators के साथ ऐसे हो जाता है कि it's very easy to fall in that lifestyle का trap because you see other people doing it. कि आपके पास थोड़े पैसे आ गए तो आपने गाड़ी ले ली, लोन पे गाड़ी ले ली, आप रेंट पे एक बड़े घर में रह रहे हो, आपने बहुत सारे खर्चे कर लिए हैं. तो जब आप ऐसी चीज़ें करते हो तो फिर आपका फ्यूचर इनकम इन अ वे उन चीज़ों के लिए ऑलरेडी बुक हो जाता है, सो टू स्पीक. सो फिर आप वो ट्रैप में फंस जाते हो कि आप आगे वाले इनकम पे बहुत डिपेंडेंट होते हो जस्ट बिकॉज यू हैव टू फंड दीज एक्सपेंसेस दैट यू मेड. सो दैट्स अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, लाइक कमिंग फ्रॉम अ पर्सन ऑफ फाइनेंस, कि आप लाइफस्टाइल इन्फ्लेशन की ये ऐसे ट्रैप में मत पड़ो बिकॉज देयर इज नो एंड टू इट. You might flaunt like a fancy bag, but there will always be a fancier bag to show off. And that same designer or that same whatever product you're using will have an updated version. योर
Yeah.
phones keep, there are so many versions of
Yeah.
phones, लेकिन कोई आपको बोल नहीं रहा है कि हर साल आपको नया आईफोन आ रहा है तो फिर आपको लेना ही है. Like you don't have to sell your kidney and all your money just to get an iPhone.
Yeah.
क्योंकि जब तक चल रहा है उसको चलने दे. And I think a lot, like हमारे देश में, like the good part is कि all of our upbringings are like that only. All our parents, all our grandparents were like that only. जो चीज़ें थी वो full time use कर लो and then kind of upgrade.
से टूथपेस्ट ऐसे बेलन लगा लगा के पूरा.
So
Yeah.
that's what. Just don't fall in the lifestyle inflation creep.
Okay, I asked you guys about creator tips that you would want to give. That in sense, because I see your thumbnails in a certain way. I see how you guys open your video. But like the first 3 seconds are very like, you will get hooked to it. So tell me about that. Like, how did you come up with these things?
So every platform works in a different way. So for every platform, these tips are different. So now YouTube is a search engine. So because YouTube is a search engine, whatever people are searching for, if you make videos about that, then you will be noticed by more people. More
Yeah.
people will be interested over there,
Yeah.
and more people will end up clicking on your videos. So that's how YouTube works. But that doesn't mean that you start making videos on something that you don't care about at all, because audience is very smart. Audience will be able to tell that इसको कुछ नहीं आता, ये बस ऐसे ही बनाने की कोशिश
Yeah,
कर.
yeah.
So the audience is very smart, but that's the rule of YouTube, that YouTube is a search engine. So if people are searching for something, and if you make a video about that, then it will work better. Again, recognizable images, recognizable faces are more clickable.
But like thumbnails like this and like person being shocked, does that work?
Clickbait works. Clickbait 100, of course it does. So clickbait works 100%, but again, you can trick people into clicking on clickbait once. If the video does not have that content, people will watch it for 10 seconds and they will leave
They'll
it.
bounce.
Ultimately, you can only bring them to your shop with the clickbait. Whether they want to buy something from your shop or not, that will depend on your content. So yes, if your objective is only to get to your shop, then use clickbait as much
But
as you
then
want.
that also doesn't work, because YouTube and Google, like even for AdSense, for websites and all that, they track this metric. It's called the bounce rate. It's like once you go on a video and then आप एक particular time, like I don't know what the time limit is, it differs for everything. But आप अगर उतने time में bounce हो जाते हो from that, then the system, the algorithm doesn't count that as a view, because they're like, you came and then you realized कि oh, I made a mistake, so you go back
The algorithm
and
thinks
cancel
that
the video.
by
So they
mistake
think that
click
this
किया.
is a mistake wala thing, so that they won't count it, and they'll be like, okay, people are clicking on your video, but then they're canceling it. That means they don't like your video, so they'll kind of demote it. So उतना भी clickbait नहीं कर सकते कि आप लोगों को फंसा रहे हो. It has to be something that they're genuinely curious about, or you genuinely hook them with like a question or something.
Okay. What are achievements that you guys are really proud of?
Usually the achievements that we are proud of are different than what people might perceive as an achievement. So last year, I mean, a lot of them are off social media as well. I mean, I always like to give this example that we were at an event, and it was not even our meetup. It was a meetup of some other creator, and he's a very dear friend to us. So then we had just gone there to show our support and everything. And over there, somebody recognized us. Somebody came to us, and a lot of times when people recognize us, they have these 2-3 common lines. मैं आपके सारे videos देखता हूँ, मैं आपका बहुत बड़ा fan हूँ. But then this guy said something different. This guy said that after watching your videos, I feel like staying back in India. So I felt that's so nice, but I never thought that the videos that we are making might be having this sort of an impact on people. Because if it's giving people some sort of a reason to see hope, that okay, India has a lot of problems, we need to find the solutions, but the solutions are out there. If people lose this hope, then everybody will start thinking कि इस देश का कुछ नहीं हो सकता. And that's not what we need right now. India is at such a stage that we can go either ways. We can be completely devastated as well, and we can be, I don't want to call it a superpower, but we can get a seat at the table with all the big countries, and we can just do something good for the world. And who will decide that? It will be decided by the youth. The common people who will be excelling at their own field and keeping in mind what is good for the world, not just the country. So yes, that's an achievement. I call it an achievement.
Yeah.
The other achievement is कि for the last 2 years summers में हमने एक campaign किया था along with a friend of ours to collect आम की गुठली, and वो उसको germinate करके he would grow the saplings and then plant them in farmers fields in Murbad, which is very close to Mumbai.
Yeah.
तो पिछले मतलब पहले साल में we collected 40,000 गुठलीज and second year में, which is last year, 56,000 गुठलीज collect
So
हुए.
the campaign
So-
was that when people eat mangoes, the gutli is it just goes to waste.
Yeah.
So we told them to just keep it with them, clean it, and then courier it to this person, and then this person would germinate it, and we would actually donate these mango saplings to farmers. So then it had a triple impact. One is that it's not going into the waste. Second is the trees are actually getting planted, so then it's good for the environment. And third is economically, this is good for the farmers as well, because they are getting these trees and they can actually
Yeah.
get these mangoes. So we are actually creating mangoes out of nothing. So yeah, continue.
So then combined for both of these years, we collected a lot of gutlis. And how many saplings did we end up planting?
At least 25,000. So
Yeah.
25,000 is like the lower number, because after a while it just gets very difficult to track. But what happens is the survival rate is only 20%.
Okay.
So if we have to plant 1 lakh trees, then we will have to collect 5 lakh
At least 5 lakh gutlis.
So then
क्योंकि-
this year we are
क्योंकि वो एक साल में बढ़ते बढ़ते it's nature's way, survival of the fittest. तो कुछ grow होंगे और फिर मर जाएंगे, कुछ germinate ही नहीं हो जाएंगे. So ऐसे करते करते we ended up having 25,000. So that's an achievement that's very close to us, because it was a great campaign. We were able to partner on a really great campaign.
Yeah. So at the end of a lot of videos, we have this section called "हम क्या कर सकते हैं," where we encourage people to think about what can you do to solve this problem. Okay, we spoke about a problem for 7 to 8 minutes. Now let's talk about 1 minute for a solution. Even if it's a small solution, even if you cannot see the difference tomorrow, let's at least think about it. So over here, we just asked people to think about a solution, and the response was really overwhelming. He was getting the aam ka gutlis from all over the country, and people are still asking us that whether you are doing it this year as well. So then I don't know when this interview goes live, but then yes, we are doing it this year as well.
Okay, but like no matter what good work you do, there's always people who hate on you, right? So what is it that you guys get hate on?
So as a woman, काफी बार लोग ना आपके अपीयरेंस पे रिमार्क्स पास कर देते हैं कि आप ऐसे देख रहे हो. मैंने इंस्टाग्राम पे एक Q&A किया था, तो कोई तो मुझे बोल रहा था कि आपकी स्माइल वियर्ड है. मतलब भाई अभी ऐसे है तो है, I was born like this, अभी वियर्ड क्या है उसमें? I mean, this is my smile, I love it. But that just shows कि लोग कैसे सोचते हैं. एंड स्टार्टिंग में बहुत बुरा लगता था कि भाई लोग आपकी अपीयरेंस को क्यों अटैक कर रहे हैं. मतलब एज अ वुमन तो देन ironically it's mostly men who are doing all this stuff. Okay, the smile one was a woman, but mostly ऐसे appearance पे जाके comment करने वाले लोग males ही होते हैं. वो आके बोलेंगे कि आप मोटे लग रहे हो, आप जिम जाओ, आप and ऐसे such personal attacks they'll make it. So वो सारी चीज़ें face करनी पड़ती है a lot of times. So then I have to go all auntie on them and say, is that how you were taught to talk to women or crap like that? So that they have no answers. So
yeah, what about you? Do you get hate?
मैं तो कुछ देखता ही नहीं हूँ. Like I feel that once we put the video out there, it's not our video. लोगों को जो करना है, लोगों को अच्छा लाइक करना है, लाइक करो, डिसलाइक करना है, डिसलाइक करो. मुझे नेक्स्ट वीडियो पे काम करना है. So if I keep thinking about what people are thinking about it, then I will never be able to move on. So it's like that only. मेरा काम खत्म हो गया. Just like this thing, move on to the next video. So then that's my this thing.
Yeah, when you talk a lot about pro-India, there are a lot of times people call you right-wing. Do you guys get that?
So what we feel is we are a representative democracy. So what happens in India is, regardless, you don't vote for directly the Prime Minister, you vote for the candidate who is working in their area, in your area. So then this is what we have encouraged everybody in their in a video as well, that you should find out that who is the best candidate in your area. We have given them resources to figure it out, and regardless of which party that candidate belongs to, you should vote for that candidate. So ये हमने अभी clearly बोल दिया. Now for a lot of people, this distinction is very difficult to make, that when we are talking about pro-India, we are not talking about pro any particular party. We have this mindset of creating a good environment for India, regardless of who makes it happen. So we always support policies and not politics. So this is what we keep talking about.
Yeah, I mean, मुझे काफ़ी ये लगता है कि भारत में लोगों को दोनों के बीच का जो अंतर है वो समझ में नहीं आता, या समझ में आता है तो वो इग्नोर कर देते हैं कि पॉलिटिक्स में तो हमेशा मडस्लिंगिंग ही होता रहता है, लेकिन पॉलिसीज़ आपकी लाइफ पे को इम्पैक्ट करेंगे. लाइक मैं हर बार यही बोलती हूँ कि इनकम टैक्स का मैं एग्जांपल देती हूँ कि इनकम टैक्स की कोई पॉलिसी आ गई, जैसे 1997 में चिदम्बरम जी ने एक बजट लाया था, दैट वाज कॉल्ड द ड्रीम बजट, क्योंकि उस बजट के पहले टैक्स रेट्स कुछ 97%, आई मीन 80s वगैरह में 97% वाज द हाईएस्ट टैक्स. कुछ आई थिंक 2 लाख रुपए से ज़्यादा आप कमाते हो तो आपको 97% का टैक्स रेट लगता था. तो और एंड देन वो पॉलिसी धीरे धीरे उसको कम करके फिर 30% तक लाया गया. तो ये जो चीज़ें हैं ये आपके एक्चुअली पॉकेट को इम्पैक्ट करेंगी. या तो फिर अभी कोई पॉलिसी हो गई, डिज़ास्टर मैनेजमेंट की पॉलिसी हो गई, फ्लड्स की पॉलिसी हो गई, क्लाइमेट चेंज की पॉलिसी हो गई, ट्रैफिक की पॉलिसी हो गई, ये आपकी लाइफ को इम्पैक्ट करेगा, ये आपकी डे टू डे जर्नी को इम्पैक्ट करेगा. तो हम उस पर ज़्यादा फोकस करते हैं एंड उसके लिए दैट वी डोंट माइंड प्रेजेंटिंग आवर सॉल्यूशंस टू एनीबडी. लाइक अभी हम मुंबई में रहते हैं तो फिर हमें अगर मुंबई में ट्रैफिक के लिए कोई सोल्यूशन मिलता है तो हम जाके बात करेंगे, क्योंकि मुंबई बेहतर बनेगी, सिर्फ हमारे लिए ही नहीं बट देन बाकी सारे निवासियों के लिए बेटर बनेगी. सो दैट इज द फोकस, दैट पॉलिसीज ओवर पॉलिटिक्स, बिकॉज पॉलिटिक्स में द पार्टी विल कीप चेंजिंग बट द पॉलिसीज विल स्टे इन योर लाइफ, यू नो. आई मीन इट्स जस्ट दैट वन लाइन ना कि सरकारें आएंगी जाएंगी, देश रहना चाहिए. एंड द फोकस शुड बी ऑन दैट ओनली कि आप देश के बारे में सोचो, क्योंकि देश सबसे ऊपर आना चाहिए. जो भी कॉन्वर्सेशंस होते हैं उसमें देश ऊपर आना चाहिए. सो आई थिंक दैट्स द thing that we want to say.
Okay, so I have a round of who's most likely to between the two of you. You point or tell us who it is, okay? Who's most likely to be affected by hate comments? Okay, who's most likely to always talk about content? Who's most likely to scroll reels at 3 a.m.?
3 a.m. Firstly,
No, you wake up at 3, so
I
wake up
am a
at
very
3
good boy.
a.m.?
No, not 3 a.m.
4, 5. So
Four.
What do you do at 4 a.m.?
I wake up at 4 a.m.
To do what?
I go to the gym.
yeah, he goes to the gym.
Okay, gym खुल जाता है सुबह 4
Yes, 24/7.
हाँ.
Okay, so who's most likely to unfollow someone because they didn't get a follow back?
Neither of us.
No, I will.
Oh, you will? Okay.
Okay, who's most likely to do a paid campaign just because of the money?
I don't think we will.
It's neither
I mean,
of us.
she will.
Like,
she's a proof कि हम कितना headache देते हैं.
We've harassed everyone along the line saying कि अगर आप कहते हो कि आपका प्रोडक्ट 6 महीने यूज़ करना चाहिए तो हम 6 महीने यूज़ करेंगे. हमें लगेगा आप 6 महीने बाद अप्रोच करो जब हमने पूरा यूज़ कर लिया है. So
Okay,
neither of us.
who's most likely to stalk someone without following them? Okay, last one. Who's most likely to gossip about content creators?
What?
Most likely.
It's just that ऐसे हो जाता है ना कि स्टोरीज वगैरह मैं ही देख रही हूँ.
Own it.
नो स्टोरीज वगैरह मैं ही देख रही हूँ, तो अगर कुछ हो रहा है तो फिर मैं बताती हूँ उसको कि अच्छा ऐसा हो रहा है.
Okay.
So मतलब इस कभी कभी ऐसे ही डज नॉट चेक हिज फोन ऑल्सो, तो कभी कभी ऐसे फैमिली ग्रुप में हैप्पी बर्थडे भी विश करना होता है ना, तो मैं कर देती हूँ कि बोले इसने इग्नोर नहीं किया है आपको, हैप्पी बर्थडे. So
Okay, thank you so much guys for coming to Socialise.
Thank you
Please
so
tell our
much.
subscribers to subscribe to Uncut.
Hi, I'm Abhi.
And I'm Niyu, and we're here on Socialise. If you like this episode, please drop a like to the video and please subscribe to Uncut. Thank you so much.